Melid's teacher, he's part of the 13 floors, but not actually. And the reason why he helped the main character Melid at these points is because he wanted to get rid of both the 13 floors and the main character Melid. And he hoped that the main character Melid would get rid of the 13 floors, and at the same time, the 13 floors would get rid of the main character and Melid. Melid's teacher is working for, but not working for the 13 floors because he wants to keep an eye on the leader of the 13 floors. Because the leader of the 13 floors is blood related to the emperor of the southern kingdoms, the southern emperor. And he wants to take the position as the southern emperor from the southern emperor. And the southern emperor, he's basically a useless ruler. He's ruined any things that his father has done because he's a foolish, useless emperor that doesn't care what's happening to his kingdom as long as he gets to play around. Now, the dude understands, like the Melid's teacher understands this is a useless ruler, but he's made a promise to the ex-southern emperor, who was a friend of his, that he would defend and protect his useless son. And he's doing everything he can to rid of himself of the 13 floors, but he also has to rid himself of the main character Melid. It's a lot. And the Melid even lists all of things of the foolishness that this man is doing of protecting the southern emperor when the southern emperor is a useless man, and that his accomplishments of protecting this man is useless. The main character and Melid's teacher fight, and the Melid's teacher escapes after a bit of their fight, and the main character's third chief and his men arrive to give them backing, and they leave the area. The main character and the Melid, they play a little game, and 2 out of 3 is the winner. And the loser will do anything for the winner. And the Melid wins and is like, I want this list of certain people. And the main character's like, okay, you can have the list. But he takes forever giving it to the main character, the Melid, because he wanted the Melid coming to him. But the Melid kept sending his sister to go deal with the main character, or sending other people to deal with the main character. And the main character just came to him and gifted the list. But he's like, you have to do something for me for this list, because this list has a lot of important names, and it's more of an important thing than just giving it over in a game. Like, you have to do something else if you want this list. But we're not specifically told what he wants, but it sounded very sexual. Like, he's like, it's only something you can give me. I know you don't have something in your group that you could provide to me, so you must give me something else. The character Melid has suspicions that there's more people hidden around the imperial court or close to the imperial family. And so they're going around checking everyone. Like, they're already suspicious about the second prince's people, that there's probably some more people close to the second prince that were probably introduced to the second prince by the third rank. So they need to keep an eye on the imperial family and protect the imperial family from these people. Also, I'm a little confused. So why is the 13th floor repeatedly trying to get rid of the imperial family when the head of the 13 floors wants the emperor position from the southern kingdom, and it's not actually the throne of the main imperial family that we're reading about? So I'm a little confused. Why is the 13 rank going after this royal family repeatedly and not actually going after the southern royal families throne repeatedly? I'm a little confused about that part. Melid has the empress test the first princess, who is ex-empress, and this test is the first princess is trying to find a husband for her daughter, the empress's granddaughter, and she's not having great luck looking for someone. And so he has the empress test her by asking, hey, why not marry my granddaughter off to the Melid? And wanted to see what her reaction is. The empress is impressed with her reaction and believes her daughter is not involved with the 13 floors. And the Melid's like, yeah, no, don't forget about the events that transpired in book 3. And remember, even if she's not involved in this, there's probably people around her that's involved, so we need to keep an eye on her. No ifs or buts. Because remember, she's done a lot of bad things in book 3. Or she was involved with her lover who did bad things. And she herself shows her true feelings to us in a point of view that she's displeased about her situation, either displeased about not being empress anymore or displeased over the fact that her parents killed her husband, which makes no sense to me why she's so displeased with her parents or upset with her parents, because again, they had no choice to fight, because again, she herself and her two younger brothers were being used as hostages by her husband and was being mistreated by her husband, and her parents did what they did was to save her and her brothers. Yet, she's upset about being still alive or not being a hostage and being used. Makes no freaking sense to me. The Empress signs a bodyguard to the male lead, and at first this bodyguard is displeased about being ripped from the position he had in the military to being assigned the male lead's bodyguard, but he soon becomes endeared to the male lead and impressed with the male lead's skills, especially when they start working a case with each other. The male lead, his sister, and new bodyguard heads out to a certain county, and this county is under a lot of flooding and money issues. An imperial censor was already sent. This imperial censor was found by the male lead almost drowning, and they save his life. The assistant magistrate was literally watching this dude die and wasn't doing anything to save this dude's life. And so the male lead, his bodyguard, and sister had to save his life. And he reveals that there was a good reason why he was in this location and almost drowned himself, because he was given 2 paintings. The first painting stated to him that the magistrate was very corrupt. Second painting shows that there was dead bodies in this tree location where he was drowning, that there was dead bodies under the ground, and that he was going to go check it. The male lead's new bodyguard, the imperial censor very much dislikes and doesn't want to listen to the male lead and is fearful of the male lead also. But he keeps trying to do things his own way, especially since he's new and this is his very first case. He wants to prove himself and he wants to make justice. So he's making the wrong decisions and going ahead before he needs to calm himself. And the male lead is like, hey, you need to do this, you need to do that. And at first he does not want to listen to the male lead. But sooner or later, especially when he's almost accused of sleeping with a woman, because a woman is found in his bed. He was drugged and drunk and later found a woman in his bed, and that was used to basically try to frame him or something. And the male lead was able to get him out of that situation, able to protect him. And he realizes that maybe he should be listening to the male lead. Pretending to be the imperial censor's assistant, and they're at a banquet, the same banquet that the imperial censor was almost framed of rape. The male lead keeps coming across a man who's very handsy with him and is trying to get up in his business, trying to get the imperial censor to hand him over to the dude. And the male lead figures out that this is probably the main character who's pretending to be a cousin of the assistant magistrate. Like, this person really truly exists, but the male lead figures that the main character is pretending to be the dude. A third painting after the banquet, and sooner or later figure out that the magistrate is the one making these paintings and sending it to the imperial censor. They also figure he's either doing this to save his own butt later down the line, or he's being used by somebody else. And this somebody else is probably the nephew of the emperor, because the nephew is staying in this location and no way he would not realize what's going on and not involved. Either he was pretending not to notice and didn't say anything, or he's actually involved and is probably actually the leader and using the magistrate. And the magistrate's trying to do his best to prove what's going on, or he's just trying to later down the line protect himself so he gets a letter assistance.